few comments around beading. I have restored one row of beads on my extended bra strap now. I did one row just so I could get familiar with the pattern and so I could make sure that I knew what I was doing before I tried to film this. I have a beading needle with doubled upholstery thread pre-knotted, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the knot under the existing beads so that they're hidden. I'm going to try very carefully just to come up through the top cover layer of fabric and not pull my thread all the way through the lower layers. You will appreciate this as a costumer if you ever have to take a bra cover off of something. If the person who sewed the beadwork went all the way through all of the layers of fabric, number one, it's more likely to tear as you're cutting other pieces of the fabric off and as you're changing the liner, etc. But it also means that you can take the cover off and you can put the beadwork on something else, which could save you a lot of time, trouble, and pain later on, especially if you need to change the size of a costume. So always sew through the top layer whenever you can. One of the other things to keep in mind is you want to work the way you're handed. So I am right-handed, and it is much easier for me to sew this way than it is for me to try and sew this way. So always sew in the direction of your hand. If you need to change it, if it's awkward, if for some reason you do need to go from here to here, turn your work upside down so that you're still going from right to left. That one little tip will make life a lot easier for you. Somebody once told me that roofers can tell whether the person who installed a roof is right or left-handed because of the way the shingles are laid, that a right-handed person will always lay shingles so that the lap is on the left side, because that's the way their hands work. I don't know if that's true or not. Somebody can debate that, but back to beading. So I've got my stitch up here. I'm going to do, again, just a very simple stitch pattern. When I took the beads apart, when I took this apart, I noticed that it was just one stitch up through the cup of the sequin, 3 beads on, then 1 sequin cup down over top of it. That's assuming we're using a cupped pattern. I go in just a few, like maybe an 1/8 of an inch, 1/3 of an inch. No, you can do the math on that. It's a few fibers of the fabric. I go in, so there's a little bit of distance between the 2 sequins. I come out about that same distance, pull through, and pull fairly taut. Pick up another sequin. It's easier to actually do it by hand. This case is a non-cupped sequin. It's one of my new replacement sequins. 3 beads. Use the lifeline of your hand or the love line or whatever line that is. It is the line that makes holding beads easy. Another sequin. This one's cupped, so I'm going to go inside the cup. Pull up. See where my stitch is. Come over about a sequin's width. Come out on the other side. Pull until it's flat. And then I repeat this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until I'm done with all of my lines of beading. So there you go. Quick beading tutorial.